Ma'am, you can check the PPT.
Yes, 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 ma'am. I'm trying. Ma'am, is it visible?
Ma'am.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. It's
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
suffering with the cold and fever.
ho, ho.
It's okay. So I hope we can start almost more than 200
Yes,
join. I hope in the meantime, Symbol ma'am will take utmost care. Let's start. So,
yes, and
good, a-
it's 5 o'clock
fine.
already.
Good
Yes.
afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, all the participants. And on behalf of the Aryavata Sahodaya School Complex, it's indeed a great pleasure for me to invite all of you in this 44th session of the training. And indeed, before us, the today's training is taken by the one of the renowned trainer of Patna region. That's none other than Rama Chakraborty, Principal, Foundation Academy, IIT, Beta. She's a thorough trainer who knows the needs of the listener. She know that she understand that what's the real need. Accordingly, she come up with such topics. It's true that in the classroom we are all facing the problem of to bullying, and we are not understanding. We have to understand the what is really bullying, what is intentionally doing, how these things are. And today's, I'm sure that Rama ma'am will give a detail and will make us aware about that the next session we may be able from the very beginning itself we may be able to understand it and we can handle the things very nicely. And welcome ma'am on behalf of the entire participants. I welcome all of you. Thank you, Simple Ma'am. And I welcome Dr. C.B. Singh Sir, Founder Chairman, and Himanshu Sir, and Secretary, and other all core members, committee members of the Aryavarta Sahodaya. Because of your support only, this is able to this we are able to conduct such training and all the sessions. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Radhika ma'am. Thank you for being present here to bless me. And in spite of your sick health, you are here. So I feel myself to be blessed. And I will take the blessings from our mentor, C.V. Singh sir, and my dear friends, Simple Sinha ma'am and Himanshu sir. They are also there to make it possible. And I take this as an opportunity to share with my friends, with my colleagues, with my comrades, that what we should know more and in what way we can act more responsibly in our classrooms, because we are not having any other job. We are teachers. We are the nation builders. We are the shapers of the future generation. So it's a great responsibility on our shoulders, and how to take our responsibility in a better way, in a more informative way. That's actually our goal. So I take this opportunity as a great way of meeting you, of discussing something which is important for all of us, dear educators. So we all know about this, but yes, we have to refresh because it is important to know what is bullying, in what ways the bullying can happen in our classroom, how to prevent, how to act in a more responsible way, and how to make our schools a happy learning area, a happy, safe learning area. Nowadays, CBSE is telling more about health and wellness. So when we talk about health and wellness, we cannot forget about these things because these are prevalent in society. We can see this. Sometimes we don't remember where we have seen, or sometimes we are not so particular about responding to the situation. But yes, जब हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस का बात करती है तो मेंटल वेलनेस का बात भी आता है। और उसमें ये जो बुलिंग टाइप का बात है, जहां डराना, रिपीटेड डराना, धमकाना, दबाना, ये सब रहता है, तो उसके बारे में टीचर्स को सचेत हो जाना चाहिए। ठीक है। So our topic, today's topic, is a very important one for us, that is understanding bullying. बुलिंग क्या है, कौन बुली है, कौन विक्टिम है, कैसा कैसा सिचुएशन में बुलिंग हो सकता है, अगर होता है तो उसका इफेक्ट क्या हो सकता है, और ये सबसे हम लोग के बच्चों को, हम लोग के फ्यूचर जनरेशन को बचाने के लिए हम लोग क्या क्या कर सकते हैं, कैसे कैसे प्रिपरेशन ले सकते हैं. सो आज सेशन, टुडे सेशन is all about understanding bullying. And you know what is interesting about it? That the word bully, it comes from a Dutch word, boel. And preliminarily, its meaning was sweetheart, okay, or lover. So original use was as a term of endearment applied to either sex, and it later became a familiar form of address to a male friend. तो पहले ये जो वर्ड बुली, ये स्वीट हर्ट या तो एक डियर फ्रेंड को समझाने के लिए यूज होता था, बाद में मेल फ्रेंड को समझाने के लिए यूज होता था, और उसके बाद धीरे धीरे 17th सेंचुरी आते आते बुली बन गया दबाव डालने वाला, डराने डराने वाला, धमकाने वाला. And what is most interesting, you know, that bullies are not always male. There are so many females also in our society, in a classroom, who are the female bullies or girl bullies. So we have to be knowing about them also. So what is bullying? It comes first. Bullying refers to physical or psychological intimidation that occurs repeatedly. Dear educators, we have to remember that bullying is not a single episode thing. एक बार हुआ, एक बार झगड़ा हुआ, एक बार मारपीट हो गया, एक दूसरे को मुक्का मार दिया, कुछ खराब वर्ड बोल दिया, तब वो बुलिंग नहीं होता है. बुलिंग का कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है कि ये रिपीटेड होता है. डेली डेली क्लास में एक बच्ची आती है जिसका स्किन का कलर थोड़ा डार्क है, और उसके सारे मतलब क्लास के और गर्ल्स जो है अ, उसको चुप कैसे बोलती है, भैंसी. अगर डेली बोलते हैं और डेली उसको इंसल्ट करते हैं, देन इट बिकम्स बुलिंग. अगर एक बार झगड़ा हो गया, एक बार कोई कोई खराब वर्ड बोल दिया, तो बुलिंग नहीं होता है. सो रिमेंबर दैट इट इज अ रिपीटेड इवेंट, and it is intended to inflict injury or discomfort on the victim. कभी कभी फिजिकल इंजरी होता है. हमेशा क्लास में आने से एक वीक सा बच्चा है उसको धक्का दे देना, कोई बच्चा है जो थोड़ा सा गोलू मोलू है उसको मोटू बोल देना, डेली बोलना, उसको धक्काना, उसके ऊपर हंसना. सो इट कैन बी अ फिजिकल इंजरी इन्फ्लिक्टेड, or it can cause some discomfort on the victim, and it creates an ongoing pattern of harassment and abuse. सो अगर रिपीटेडली मेंटल अब्यूज होता है, फिजिकल अब्यूज होता है, या तो इंसल्ट होता है, कोई किसी के ऊपर ढोस जमाता है, देन इट बिकम्स अ केस ऑफ बुलिंग. So the next slide is talking about the meaning and etymology. कहाँ से आता है ये वर्ड, क्या मीनिंग था, अभी क्या मीनिंग है, हम लोग ने अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा डिस्कस किया. इट्स अ वर्ब. इट मीन्स सीक टू हार्म, seek to intimidate, seek to coerce, and it comes from the Dutch word or the German word. Dutch word was boel, whose original meaning was sweetheart, or German word. And bullying is actually nowadays it means unwanted, aggressive behavior among school-aged children or among adults that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. हमेशा ध्यान रखना, जब भी बुलिंग होता है, देयर इज अ पावर इम्बैलेंस एग्जिस्टिंग, और there's a perceived power imbalance. मतलब एक बच्चा बहुत स्ट्रांग है, वो अपने आप को बहुत स्ट्रांग समझता है, और दूसरे को डराना, धमकाना, मारना, धक्का देने में उसको आनंद आता है, then it's a case of bullying. Okay, so there is a power imbalance. And the evolution of the word we have all known. There's a noun form also, there's a verb form also. When there's verb form, we are using the word bullying, and noun, who is a bully. Okay, the bully is the one who actually insults or intimidates or seeks to harm others. The other person on which the bullying occurs, sometimes he or she is called a victim. लेकिन बाद में हम लोग देखेंगे कि victim बोलना बहुत पॉजिटिव बात नहीं है. कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या है, ये जो बुलिंग है, ये इसका कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या है, हम लोग क्यों जाने इसके बारे में. सो व्हाट आर द इंपॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. नंबर वन, इट्स अ इट्स एन aggressive behavior. Aggression may be mental, may be psychological, may be physical, but it is an aggression shown by the bully to the victim. So, number one important characteristics is aggressive behavior. Number two, I have already told that whenever bullying occurs, there is an imbalance of power. That may be the physical strength, that may be the access to embarrassing information. अब मेरे बारे में मेरे कोई सहेली कुछ जान गया जो मेरा बहुत प्राइवेट इंफॉर्मेशन है, उसको बाहर बोल दिया ताकि सोसाइटी में मेरा इंसल्ट हो जाए, तो दैट इज ऑल्सो बुलिंग. There can be an imbalance of power in the form of popularity to control or harm others. क्लास में एक बच्चा बहुत पॉपुलर है और उस पॉपुलरिटी को वो यूज करते हैं टू कंट्रोल अदर्स, टू हार्म अदर्स. हार्म मतलब मैं बोला हूं सो ये करना है, ऐसे ऐसा ही होगा, because I am popular, because I am the hero, because I am the leader. And the power can change over time and in different situation, but there is some imbalance of power. That can be physical, that can be popularity, that can be access about something. So there is an imbalance of power. And the third characteristics I have already told, that whenever we are going to use the word bully, so bullying is when the same incidence is repeated. डेली का धक्का देना, डेली का इंसल्टिंग वर्ड बोलना, डेली उसको उसको लेके मतलब कोई बच्चा के ऊपर इंसल्ट करना, तो तब ये बुलिंग होता है. अगर ये सिंगल एपिसोड है, देन इट्स नॉट बुलिंग. इट कैन बी अ नेगेटिव इंसिडेंट, बट इट्स नॉट बुलिंग. Now the thing is, now maybe some of our friends are thinking कि ये सब जान के हम क्या करें, मेरा तो काम है क्लास में जाना और 40 मिनट पढ़ाना और उसके बाद कॉपी करेक्शन करना एंड रिजल्ट प्रोड्यूस करना. दैट्स माय जॉब. नो, we as teachers, I have told that in our schools are not only educational institution. If we take education in a bigger context, so education means all round development, all round growth, drawing out the best of a person. And when we take education in this way, then we should know that we are actually shaping the character. We are making the future citizens. So we are also responsible so that this type of negative incidences do not occur or do not continue in our classes, in our school. So, as teachers and school administrators, we have to be knowledgeable and observant. Being observant is very very important, because अगर आप observant होते हो, आपको पता चल जाता है कि आपके पीछे क्लास में क्या चल रहा था, आप जाने के बाद क्लास में क्या होने वाला है, क्या पावर इम्बैलेंस क्या चल रहा है, कहाँ कुछ इंसर्ट किसी का हो रहा है, कौन सा बच्चा डरा सा है, सहमा सा है, कौन सा बच्चा रिपीटेडली स्कूल आना नहीं चाहता है, कौन सा बच्चा डेली भूखा घर जाता है बिकॉज उसका लंच शायद दूसरा बच्चा खा लिया है. सो teachers and administrators need to be aware that although bullying generally happens in areas such as maybe bathroom, playground, crowded hallways, school buses, but it can also happen inside the class. Where it happens, generally their supervision is limited or absent, and it must be taken seriously. So teachers and administrators, they should emphasize that telling is not tattling, and if a teacher observes bullying in a classroom, he or she needs to immediately intervene to stop it, record the incident, report the incident, inform the school administrator so that the incident can be investigated and it can be responded properly. डियर टीचर्स ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, अगर इसको आज हम नजरअंदाज कर देंगे, कल ये और भयानक रूप ले सकता है. एंड रिमेंबर दैट ओनली द विक्टिम इज नॉट going to be harmed in long run. The bully also, the bully's character is also spoiled. हम लोग अगर इंटरवीन करेंगे, हम लोग ठीक से रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे, तब शायद ये जो इंसिडेंसेस है ये कम होगा, और होगा भी तो उतना भयानक आकार नहीं लेगा. ठीक है. So next is we are going to talk about what are the different types of bullying. Okay. So bullying is usually described by the types of behaviors involved. So, there can be verbal or written bullying, there can be social bullying, there can be physical bullying, and then nowadays, one thing which is more serious, we are going to talk about it, that is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying means when there is when the victim and the bully, they are physically in front of each other, then there can be verbal or physical or social bullying. Cyber bullying में मतलब अगर victim दूर में है तो भी cyber bullying हो सकता है, and cyber bullying can be of these three types also. So if we talk about the behavior, I have already told that verbal, physical and social. What is this? Verbal bullying, which includes name calling, insulting someone about their physical characteristics, such as weight, height, or other attributes, including the sexuality, including the race, including the culture, including the religion. ये सब कुछ हो सकता है. उसको लेके वर्बली इंसल्ट करना, किसी का रेस लेके, किसी का स्किन कलर लेके, किसी का खान पान लेके, किसी का लैंग्वेज लेके वर्बल और रिटन इंसल्ट करना, दैट इज वर्बल और रिटन बुलिंग. What is physical bullying? Which includes hitting or otherwise hurting someone, shoving, intimidating another person, damaging, stealing their belongings. किसी का अगर repeatedly lunch लेके खा लेता है दूसरा बच्चा, that is also bullying. No, that is physical bullying. Social bullying, that includes consistently excluding another person, मीन्स आपके ग्रुप से उसको निकाल देना. आप लोग 5 बच्चा एक साथ बैठ के बात कर रहा है, छठा बच्चा जैसे आते हैं उसको उस ग्रुप से बाहर निकाल देना, उससे कुछ शेयर नहीं करना. ओके. सो एक्सक्लूडिंग वन पर्सन or sharing information, images or other content that will have a harmful effect on the other person. अगर कोई बच्चा के बारे में दूसरा बच्चे बोले कि जानते हो, मतलब उसके घर में तो उसके माँ बाप के बीच में डेली झगड़ा होता है, दैट्स अ ब्रोकन फैमिली, दैट इज ऑल्सो सोशल बुलिंग. यू आर this is called generally we call it backbiting, but if it is repeatedly done with an intention to hurt someone, then that is also social bullying. And the behaviors alone don't define bullying. If any of these behaviors occur only once or are part of a conflict between equals means जो समान समान है, मतलब social status में, in other way, financially, in physical strength, if there is a conflict between equals, no matter how inappropriate it is, that is not bullying. It is important to note that when a behavior occurs online and is published, distributed, or shared to a wider audience, then that is also considered cyberbullying. So, verbal, physical, and social bullying can occur in person or online, directly or indirectly, overtly or covertly. So there can be different settings. Okay. So when we talk about the next slide, that where this bullying happens, where it occurs, and how it occurs. So it can occur during or after school hour. During school hour, I will go one step further. I will tell it can occur also before school hours. On the way to the school, when the student is inside the bus, there also bullying can occur. So it is very important that there can be one supervisor teacher in the school bus, or generally there can be, besides the conductor, there can be a female maid also to take care of the situation inside the bus, so that this type of negative incidents do not occur repeatedly. So it can be before the school hours, once the students reach the school. Nowadays in my school I see, every day, suppose the school is starting at 8 o'clock, but the parents are nowadays, most of the parents, it's a culture where both of them are working. So what happens, the parents think that once we just carry the child and just keep him or keep her over there, then our responsibility is over. Now it's the responsibility of the school management or the school authority to take care of their security and safety. सो क्या होता है, 8 बजे के स्कूल में पेरेंट शायद 7:30 बजे छोड़ के चले जाते हैं, जब स्कूल में कोई टीचर नहीं है. अब क्या हो सकता है, द गेट कीपर इज देयर, द गेट कीपर इज टेकिंग द चाइल्ड इन, maybe some maids are there, and nobody else, no teacher is there. Then what can happen? You can very well think of, if there is a power imbalance, bullying can start over there. So it's very, very important that when in the morning hours also, when the school begins or the school gate opens, there must be some teachers on duty who will take care of the safety and security of the children, who will make it sure that bullying doesn't occur before the school begins. It can occur during or after the school hours in those areas where people are less for supervising, maybe inside the washroom, maybe in the playground, maybe near the staircase where very few people are there. So there, if a bully sees another person, another child who is weak, he or she can start his like episode. Okay, so we have to be very, very observant, we have to be very, very vigilant. It can occur inside the school building, in the playground, in the school bus, and even we all are parents also, we are not only teachers, we are parents. So it can be in the neighborhood, it can be on the internet. We have to be vigilant. We have to keep our senses open so that we know that what is happening, where it is happening, and whether it is proper or improper. Bullying can happen in person or online setting, and when bullying occurs online, it is cyberbullying. So online setting have added complexities which can create additional concerns for students, parents, teachers. For example, when you talk about cyberbullying, the bully is not in a close contact of the victim, maybe, but it includes the potential for content to be recorded, distributed, viewed by an audience far beyond what was intended. And that is the scariest thing to imagine. कोई एक लड़की का कुछ तस्वीर किसी के हाथ में आ जाए, उसको एडिट करके दूसरे फॉर्म में लेके उस वो स्प्रेड हो जाए, सर्कुलेट हो जाए. We have seen incidences. It, and let me tell you, it can result into even suicide. Okay. So we should be very, very vigilant. We should be very, very observant. And whenever we feel that this is the area which is to be supervised, and this is the time when we have to be more vigilant, we have to take the extra pain to be over there and to just make it sure that our students are safe. The 2017 school crime supplement research, they're telling that about 20% of the students aged 12 to 18 experience bullying. And results show that the prevalence of bullying is very, very high in India. So, dear educators, we cannot keep our senses closed. And in India, the research shows that it is approximately 50 to 60%. And bullying has very, very bad impact on the student's health and his or her psychological health, mental health, emotional health. And studies also elaborated on the bullying cause and effect. Studies also show the bad impact of these problems, which needs much attention and eradication as soon as possible. So, this actually explains why we should know about it and what we should do about it. Now, I have already spoken about the verbal form, the physical form, and the social form of bullying. Now, I will take some time for cyberbullying because this is something, this can be very, very dangerous. A cyberbullying where you are the bully is using some electronic equipments, maybe the smartphone, maybe the computer, and he or she is using internet to bully someone. So a cyberbully can intentionally leave someone else out of an online group. That is a social bullying using the cyber content. The message thread, this can leave a victim feeling isolated, depressed. And if you talk about the types of cyberbullying, there are n number of types of cyberbullying. And believe me, our younger generation know more about these types and they are very creative in this way. If they want to bully someone, they are going to find new ways of bullying the other person, the weaker person. So the first thing we're going to talk about is harassment. So harassment occurs when a cyberbully sends persistent and hurtful online message to a victim. This message can contain threat. These messages can contain insult, bad words, abusive words. So that is simple harassment. मोबाइल फोन से व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में किसी के बारे में कुछ बैड वर्ड्स लिखना, बार बार लिखना, थ्रेट करना, आप अगर ऐसा करोगे तो हम आपके साथ ऐसा करने वाले हैं, दिस इज कॉल्ड harassment. Then there is cyber stalking. What is cyber stalking? A cyber stalking, what happens? A cyber bully monitors a victim's online presence. The bully can also make the accusations and threats against the victim. Additionally, they can extend to the real world, and this can become quite serious and dangerous for the victim and potentially threat. ठीक? So, yes, cyber stalking, offline stalking, they are both criminal offenses. In either instances, a victim can file a restraining order against these bullies. Furthermore, the bully can face probation, jail, fine, and other things also. Then there can be something called outing. What is outing? What is outing? Arey bapre. Who is sending the annotation request? We cannot like Sorry. Someone is sending the annotation request repeatedly. That is not possible. So, outing, here someone on social media occurs when a cyberbully openly reveals a person's gender identity or sexual orientation without their consent. Nowadays, we all know, we all uh, we all are very positive about it, that in our society there is masculine gender, feminine gender, males and females, and the other gender. So in the society, only the other gender is they are there, they are present, and their presence is they're socially, they are having their position, people know that they are there. But without their consent, if the sexual orientation of a person is told to others, uh, through messages, through emails, through different type of internet, then that is called outing. The bully does so in the hopes of embarrassing or insulting the victim. ठीक है? अगर अदर सेक्स के ना भी हो, लेकिन उसके बारे में इस तरह का बोलना कि वो तो मेल है लेकिन फीमेल जैसा बिहेव करते हैं, उसमें मेल जैसा कोई गुण नहीं है, या तो कोई फीमेल है उसको देखो, देखने में फीमेल जैसा लगता ही नहीं है. So this type of bullying is called outing. Then there is something called doxing, a very important type, or dog dropping, is when a cyberbully maliciously shares personal data about an individual online that would not normally be publicly known. Why he does so? That is to harass someone or to insult someone. This can include personal information, that can be someone's address, the school they attend, the coaching classes that they attend, their phone number, their social security number. These are things which cannot be cannot be made online. But the cyber bullies, they actually use this type of cyberbullying, that is called doxing. तो डॉक्यूमेंट को मतलब स्प्रेड कर देना, जो डॉक्यूमेंट आपके प्राइवेट डॉक्यूमेंट है उस डॉक्यूमेंट को पब्लिक कर देना, दैट इज कॉल्ड doxing. And remember, this doxing can be very, very dangerous, because when the negative people know about all your documents, which are your private documents, then it can be dangerous because they can use it in different negative ways. Then there is something called frapping. So, frapping occurs when a cyberbully uses a victim's social media's post the inappropriate content with the victim's name attached to it, and they are tied to online content which can damage the reputation of the victim. Then there is trolling. Trolling, we all know nowadays. Trolling is nowadays, not all trolling is considered cyberbullying, but cyberbullies can also insult the victims, embarrass the victims by posting insulting comments about them online. अभी अभी मैं देख रही थी एक famous singer, I'm not going to take her name. She has adopted a child because she doesn't have any child of her own. Now, when she posted a video about the child, then there were trollings. ट्रोलिंग में क्या बोल रहा है, आपको बच्चा को मतलब गोदी लेना था तो और अच्छा बच्चा लेते, इस बच्चा के साथ तो आपका फीचर्स नहीं मिलता है. अरे दिस इज हर प्राइवेट अफेयर whom she is going to adopt. So this is also, this trolling, maybe all trolling are not in the category of cyberbullying, but trolling can also be very, very insulting. Then there is dissing. A cyberbully disses a victim by spreading cruel information about the victim. The bully does so via public post, via private messages, with the intent of damaging the victim's reputation or relationship with others. See what types of bullies can be there online. Then there is flaming, that is posting about or sending insults to a victim. A cyberbully flames a victim in the hopes of getting this individual to engage in an online fight. They actually try to be in the online fight. चलो आपके बारे में ये बताए, आप भी कुछ करो. And then there will be messages after messages, counter messages, and that is nothing but an online fight. They instigate this type of online fight, and that is flaming. And a cyberbully denigrates a victim by sending, posting, publishing false information, maybe true information, which is insulting. That can be individual, that can be social, that can be public. Impersonation, what is that? A cyberbully can impersonate a victim. मतलब मैं एक्स वाई जेड नहीं हूं, लेकिन एक्स वाई जेड का नाम लेके आई एम गोइंग टू पोस्ट कमेंट्स on social media and chat rooms in the individual's name. Doing so can cause a victim to experience backlash from others based on the bully's online comment. मैं जाके एबीसी बन के एबीसी का मतलब चोला पहनकर ऐसा कमेंट करके आती हूँ कि जिसके बारे में कमेंट करती हूँ वो मेरे ऊपर गुस्सा होके मुझे अनाप शनाप बक दिया या इंसल्ट कर दिया. दैट्स आल्सो टाइप ऑफ साइबर बुलिंग. आई एम नॉट डूइंग इट डायरेक्टली. आई एम टेकिंग द लाइक वेश बदल के बुली करना. That can also be cyberbullying. And this is very very dangerous. Why? Because in case of cyberbullying, because the bully is not in front of you, sometimes it is difficult to understand. So as parents, as teachers, we have to be very very vigilant. Nowadays our children are using smartphones, they are using laptops, they are using computers for different purposes, for their online classes, for chatting about some particular topic, for discussing something with their study group. But then you have to be aware of your child's online activities. I'm sorry, here there is a spelling mistake I have not seen. So, what are the danger signs? Refusal to allow you to see. हम लोग हमेशा बोलते हैं जब पेरेंट आते हैं कि बच्चा अगर ऑनलाइन क्लास कर रहा है कोई भी कारण हो तो प्लीज one of the parent must be present over there to see what actually the child is doing. So if the child refuses to allow you to see what he or she is doing, maybe that can be a danger signal. Avoidance of discussing. बच्चा मतलब इंटरनेट पे 2 घंटा टाइम बिता के आपके पास आया इंटरनेट बंद करके, और आप जब उसको पूछते हो कि बाबू क्या किया, क्या डिस्कशन हुआ, उसके बारे में वो कुछ भी डिस्क्लोज करने में राजी नहीं है. ही और शी सिंपली अवॉइड्स. छोड़ो ना चलो ये करते हैं. That means there is something, maybe there is something which is problematic. Sudden or unexplained increase or decrease in online activity. जो बच्चा बहुत लंबा टाइम पे और मतलब वो ऑनलाइन रहता था, सडनली वो ऑनलाइन एक्टिविटीज में जा नहीं रहा है, या तो उसको इच्छा नहीं है, वो कंप्यूटर खोलना नहीं चाह रहा है, वो स्मार्टफोन एक्सेस नहीं करना चाहता है. That means something may be occurring which is not so positive for him, and that is why he or she is avoiding. So unexplained increase can also be there. Maybe there is an online fight, there is like a social platform fight, तो वो भी हो सकता है. Glued to the phone, glued to the laptop, but not discussing about it, or a decrease in the online activity. अचानक सब कुछ बंद कर दिया और खोलना ही नहीं चाह रहा है. दोनों कैन बी डेंजर सिग्नल्स. डीएक्टिवेटिंग सोशल मीडिया. फेसबुक में बहुत एक्टिव थे. एक्चुअली हम लोग तो बोलते ही है पेरेंट्स को कि बिफोर द चाइल्ड रीचेज अ सर्टेन एज, बिफोर द चाइल्ड इज अ लिटिल मैच्योर, 18 ईयर्स का जो एक टैगलाइन लगा दिया ना, उसके पीछे कोई कारण है. तो अगर बच्चा मैच्योर नहीं है तो उसको सोशल प्लेटफॉर्म में एक्टिव रखना एकदम उचित नहीं है, because there can be the cases of cyberbullying and mostly it happens. So when a child who was otherwise very active suddenly he or she deactivates the social media accounts. So there may be a case of cyberbullying occurring. Maybe he or she is a bully, or he or she is a victim. In both the cases, there will be deactivation of the social media account. So the parents or the teachers should be vigilant. Teachers, when you invite your parents for orientation program, or when you are discussing with parents about different things, please discuss all these things. We are in the society, these things are present in the society, and we, as parents, as teachers, we have to be very, very vigilant and observant about these things. Now, how to prevent? You have to be aware of the child's online activities. Watch for the following sign. I have already told what are the following sign. Refusal to allow you see, avoidance of discussing, emotional responses, deactivating social media accounts. ये सब अगर लक्षण देखते हैं तो सचेत हो जाइए and try to find out what is actually happening. Don't expect cyberbullying to disappear on its own. होता नहीं है. एक बार अगर शुरू किया है, आपको respond करना है, आपको intervene करना है. So rather be proactive to identify. बच्चा को ये बोलना कि आप कंप्यूटर में नेट एक्सेस कर ही नहीं सकते हो, वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू अलाउ यू बिकॉज देयर कैन बी साइबर बुलिंग, इज नॉट द solution. As parents or teachers, we have to discuss with them what can happen and in what way they can be harmed and in what way they have to take the precaution. Okay, so please discuss also with them. You can ensure your teen that he or she understands the impact of cyberbullying and doesn't bully others online. And if their cyberbullying occurs, then he or she can come and tell you what is happening. And if your intervention is required, he or she can seek help from the parents or from the teachers. Hiding things, neglecting things is not going to help us out. So discuss cyberbullying with your teen and keep the lines of communication open. And tell them, educate them that they should not share their password even with their closest of friends. If they are using the online equipments, they are using the internet, they are using the smartphone, they should be knowing what can be the possible uh, like uh, possible ways of bullying them, or they should not be the bully to others. Now इतना कुछ जानने के बाद हम लोग तो बार बार बोल रहे हैं ना कि bullying is very very bad. Now the thing is, in what way it is bad, and what can be the impact of bullying. So there can be emotional problems, very deep underlying emotional problem. I'm telling you, in my childhood, I was also a victim of bullying. And remember that till date, I have not forgotten. I have not forgotten the way I was insulted. I was being insulted by my companions. मैं बचपन में इतना हेफ्टी बॉडी लेडी तो नहीं थी. मैं वीक सा बच्चा थी, बहुत इंट्रोवर्ट थी, पढ़ने लिखने में अच्छी थी. लेकिन मेरे कुछ कुछ नॉट सो काइंड फ्रेंड्स, दे टुक देयर टर्न टू इंटिमिडेट मी, इंसल्ट मी. ऐसे कर देंगे, आपको खेलने के लिए नहीं लेंगे, और आपका हाथ तोड़ देंगे, आपका पैर तोड़ देंगे. And I remember once I was locked in a dark room for about 1.5 hours. I cannot forget that duration. I cannot forget that incident. मतलब वो जो 1.5 घंटा मेरे जिंदगी का सबसे खराब 1.5 घंटा बन के अभी भी मेरा मन में है. My mother was not knowing that I was being locked. But then this can happen. As parents and teachers, we have to be vigilant enough. मैंने फेंट नहीं किया, वो पता नहीं क्यों. मेरे साथ कुछ हो नहीं गया, मुझे सांप ने काट लिया, बिच्छू ने डस लिया, वो एक अजूबा था, लेकिन ये हो पाता है, ये होता भी है. सो यू हैव टू बी knowing about the impact. Physical problem can be there can be injuries, serious injuries, there can be deep underlying emotional problem, there can be likelihood of anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, lowered scholastic achievement, increased likelihood for victims of bullying offline, suicidal thought, suicidal attempt, anything can happen. So we have to respond. Again, I'm telling that whenever something happens like this, we have to be knowing about it. In our society, one more thing that is also a type of bullying, this happens, that is harassment. Language or actions that are demeaning. कोई लड़की, मैं पहले भी बोली, कोई लड़की थोड़ा मोटी है, थोड़ा काली है, उसको भैंसी बोल देना. कोई थोड़ा सा कम समझते हैं, उसको गधा बोल देना. Offensive remarks about something, someone, unwelcoming and unreciprocated uh, statements of very insulting sexual nature, causing offense, humiliation. That is also harassment, sexual harassment. So, harassment has a very strong physical component also. There can be contact and touch in all its forms. There can be intrusion into the private space, intrusion in personal possession. मेरा ये कलर का सेट बहुत पसंद है, तो क्लास का जो बुली है उसको लेके छीन के लेके गया. That is also a type of emotional and physical harassment. Bullying can be exclusively psychological or organizational, but may also become physical. Now, when this much is said and done, we also should know. I have also told you about the characteristics, but you should know that these things are not bullying. I have repeatedly told you single episode act, social rejection or dislike, mutual conflict, they may be unpleasant, but they are not bullying. Now, let us know about the participants role. जब भी कुछ होता है उसमें कुछ 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 इंसान तो रहते हैं, उसका रोल क्या है. Engaged means engaged in the event of bullying. एक बच्चा लीडर बुली है, उसके साथ और दो चार बच्चा उसके साथ मिलके विक्टिम के ऊपर मतलब बुलिंग करते हैं. So they are also engaged in the act. And remember that those engaged people or the engaged children, they are also equally uh, like uh, equally a part of this bad and negative act. Then the target or the victim, the assist who is a helper, the encouraging ones means who will view the whole episode and they encourage the bully to insult more, to hurt more. That is encouraging one. Then the passive one and the upstander. Upstander means who is going to protest that this is not right and this should be stopped. Okay, so upstander is we have to find or we have to create many upstanders so that if the children know about this, they should tell that whatever is going on that is wrong, we are going to report and they have to protest it. And who is a bystander? Bystander means ये ना तो बुली है ना तो टारगेट है, लेकिन ये साइलेंट स्पेक्टेटर है. Remember, bystanders are not positive because maybe they are posing neutral. They are posing that we are not interested, but they are not reporting, they are not protesting, they are viewing. Silent viewers, that is bystanders, are not positive one, but upstanders are the positive ones who protest. And who are vulnerable, who are the children who are vulnerable, who are a little different, maybe Physically, they are different. Maybe they are introvert. They may be suffering from depression or anxiety, very calm and quiet. May have some disability. They may have some low self-esteem. They are different and deep thinkers. होता है क्लास में कोई बच्चा थोड़ा इंट्रोवर्ट है बट वेरी वेरी ब्राइट. They are different. They think deeply, but they do not communicate. They can also be vulnerable. The intelligent ones, because some are jealous about their performance. The determined one, the creative one, the isolated one, they can be vulnerable and they can be the target. Okay. So, what are the short term and long term effects? Effects on the victims that can include social isolation, feeling of shame, sleep disturbance, change in eating habit, avoidance of school, doesn't want to go to school, low self esteem, symptoms of anxiety. There can be symptoms of like bedwetting, higher risk of illness, psychosomatic symptoms, repeated episodes of headache, repeated episodes of पेट दर्द. हो सकता है ये बुलिंग के कारण हो सकता है. There can be poor school performance, result खराब हो जाना अचानक. And then remember that it's not only bad for the victim, this is also equally bad for the bully. Because जो bully करते हैं, he or she is not with sound mental or emotional health. So, in long run, they will also show poor school performance. They can face suspension. There can be a risk of jailing. There can be difficulty in maintaining social relationship, increasing risk of substance abuse, because ये देखा गया है जो bully है बाद में जाकर कभी मतलब शराब पीते हैं, कभी ड्रग लेते हैं, and there's long term effect on both the victim and the bully. ऐसा बात नहीं है कि bully हीरो है, बिकॉज और ढोस जमाता है तो हीरो है ऐसा कतई नहीं है. सो बुली के ऊपर भी सारा बैड इफेक्ट्स होगा, और जो विक्टिम है उसके ऊपर तो बैड इफेक्ट होता ही होता है. So what we should do? Okay. So what are the ways that the teachers can at least ensure minimum bullying? First of all, educate. Educate मतलब अपने आप को educate करना, जानना, और थोड़ा ऑब्जर्वेंट बनना, फिर क्लास में डिस्कस करना. यू नीड टू एजुकेट योर चिल्ड्रन कि ये चीज ऐसा होता है लेकिन ये सही नहीं है. So if they are educated, they will not be the bystander. They will be the upstander. They will report. You have to create a safe and supportive environment. You need to offer support. You need to respond properly in a very positive way to investigate and to take decision. If needed, for the bully, you need to seek professional help also. कभी कभी हो सकता है काउंसलर के पास बुली को ले जाना पड़ सकता है. इन द केस व्हेन द बुली इज वेरी वेरी, वो बोलते हैं ना किसी का बात तो मानने वाला ही नहीं है, ये सब बच्चा को ज्यादा चांस है बुली बनने का जब ही और शी इज नॉट लिसनिंग टू द टीचर. तो उस केस में कभी कभी प्रोफेशनल हेल्प भी चाहिए होता है. कार्व आउट सेफ स्पेसेस. You can display in your school that this is the safe zone for you. If you feel that you are going to be suppressed by the bully in your class, please run to me, please run to this this place where you will be safe. Involve students in prevention of bullying. If your students know that what can happen and how bullying is bad for them, then they are not going to be engaged in bullying. They are not going to be the helper. They are not going to be the silent spectators or bystanders. Rather, they are going to be upstander, and they will report that this thing has happened, that is not good, and they are going to protest. So you have to involve your learners, you have to involve your students to stop the episodes of bullying. You need to prevent bullying. There are many types of legal things also that is there. So laws are there for prevention, for precaution, and as teachers or as the school management, we need to know more about these different laws against bullying. And for the school, the primary aim of the school's response to bullying is to restore and to maintain a positive learning environment for all the students. The families also have to be a part of it, and children and young people need to know that they are being heard, that their feelings matter, and that their issue will be investigated respectfully and in an unbiased way. Your first response can make a difference to the outcome. So we all have to be vigilant, have to be informed, have to be knowledgeable enough to help the victims and to stop these sessions of bullying. So with this, I'm going to an end of this. If there is any question or any queries, the participants can ask. But I will request you in one way only. The next session is coming. The present session is going to be ended in less than a month's time. But as teachers, as educators, and as administrators, we have to make a safer world. We have to make safe and secure school environment so that our teaching learning process becomes positive and all our learners become good human beings. Thank you.
Dear participants, if you have any query, please put your query, your question uh, at the chat box.
Some of the participants are now trying to be in the meeting.
Yes.
And again, this training sessions is not only like something which we have to do, we actually need to do. If we are taking our profession seriously, we have to be knowing about these things, because that will make our better teachers, better educators.
Very true, ma'am. Very true.
I don't think there's any question, because no
Yes,
question
yes,
is
ma'am.
coming. Only thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your love, which is viewed in the chat box. Nice session you are writing. Thank you so much.
No any doubt. Nice session, ma'am. I hope.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I would like to extend my special thanks to Mrs. Rama Chakraborty, the principal of Foundation Academy IIT Patna, for giving such a wonderful training on understanding bullies. Thank you so much, ma'am. A big thanks to you. In a very short time, you have explained all of us about different types of bullying, and you also explained very well how we can prevent our students uh, from the same. So thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing a wonderful session today. Thank you to all the educators who for joining this session and listening patiently. Also, thank you for your positive comments. I do hope that you all surely get benefited from today's session. Thank you to Himanshu sir, training coordinator of Aryavat Sahodaya. Special thanks to Radhika ma'am, who always be ready for us in spite of her bad health. She is also present today. So special thanks to Radhika ma'am and CB Singh sir, the
Thank you, ma'am.
patron and chairperson of Arivat Sahodaya. So thank you everyone for today's session. And once again, hearty thanks to Rama ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
So, with your
Sandeep.
permission,
Yes, ma'am,
uh,
you can
Yes,
take.
yes,
yeah,
yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Dear participants, kindly fill the attendance link. Already it has been posted at the chat box. Kindly fill it.
I'm leaving, huh?
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. I request all the participants to fill the attendance link. Please put your name in capital letter and fill the school code correctly.
After filling the attendance link, you can leave the meeting. All the participants within 2 minutes. The meeting going to close. Kindly take the attendance link on your WhatsApp and do it.